Are we born multiple times? Dear sisters and brothers, there are questions that are as old as humanity itself. One of them is life unique, or do we return? Many religions around the world, from India to Egypt, from Greece to the early Christians, believed in the doctrine of rebirth, whereby the soul is reincarnated in different bodies until it is purified and set free. But something happened in the history of the Church. Dr. Leslie D. Weatherhead, an Anglican theologian, reminds us, in the early Christian Church, the rebirth of the human soul into a new physical body was taught. It was not until 553 AD at the Council of Constantinople that reincarnation was removed from the doctrine of faith. What does this mean for us today, in a world that has so often lost the connection between body, soul, and spirit? Biblical traces and hints. There are also references in the Gospels that point to a knowledge of rebirth. In John 9 verses 1-2, we read, "And Jesus saw one born blind. And his disciples asked him, 'Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents? How could a person have sinned before they were born if not in a previous life?'" Or in Matthew 16 verse 13, "Who do people say the Son of Man is? Some say John the Baptist, others Elijah, still others Jeremiah or one of the prophets." And Jesus himself explains in Matthew 17 verses 12-13, "Elijah has already come, and they did not recognize him." He is referring to John the Baptist. Could this not be a clear allusion to reincarnation? In James 3 verse 6, we also read about the wheel of birth, which can be set in motion by our actions. A profound, karmic image, what we sow returns to us, in this life or in a future one. Apocryphal writings and forgotten testimonies. In the Gospels of Perfect Life and the Gospel of the Holy 12, we find numerous passages that expand on this understanding. Just as all creatures come forth from the invisible, so they return. And they will come again until they are purified. Or, blessed are those who go through many experiences, for they will be perfected through suffering. They will be like the angels of God, and death and birth will no longer have power over them. Here Jesus speaks of a spiritual maturation that goes through many experiences, until the soul finally outgrows the cycle of birth and death. The path of growth. The story of the blind man who gained his sight also carries this message. How can you know everything? Jesus asks. You cannot even remember the events of your previous lives. In this way, Jesus reminds people of humility, and at the same time that our soul is older than our body. Reincarnation is therefore not a special esoteric belief, but an expression of divine pedagogy, life as a school in which we grow, learn, love, and forgive. And when we fall, we are allowed to get up again. When we fail, we are allowed to start again. That is grace in motion. The call to responsibility. Chapter 65:8 of the Gospel of the Holy 12 states, "Do not put it off from one day to another, from one cycle to another, believing that you will succeed later. For you do not know when the number of perfect souls will be fulfilled." In other words, use this life now. Act, grow, love, forgive. For every hour we transform into light redeems not only us, but the whole. The eternal being of the soul. The primordial Gospel of Matthew speaks with profound clarity. The soul is not of earthly origin, but of eternal being. It knows no passing away. The body decays, but spirit, soul, and life continue. What is the soul, spirit, and life of each person is the same as my eternal being. Alive from the beginning through the life force of God, and can never fall prey to an annihilating death. This is the good news of rebirth. We are eternal beings in a transitory garment. We wander the earth to learn until we have recognized the light within us so much that we ourselves become light. And then something wonderful happens. Here is another example of how the Apocrypha are a valuable treasure for a better understanding of the extremely valuable message of the Bible. Ask, and it will be given to you, says Luke 11 verse 9. Many of us have tried. We have prayed, hoped, asked, and yet nothing seemed to happen. We ask ourselves, do the promises of the Bible not work? Was it just a nice phrase, a consolation, nothing more? But the truth lies deeper. A crucial subordinate clause has been omitted over time. In the Gospel of Perfect Life, it says in full, "For if you understand, feel, and fulfill the commandments, then everything you desire from your Father in heaven and from your mother on earth will be given to you." Here it becomes clear. Asking alone is not enough. Only when our heart, mind, and actions are in harmony, when we live God's commandments, not just know them, does the stream of blessings open up. Prayer is not a magical order, but an inner path of training. From desire to insight, from insight to action, from action to unity with the divine order. Only then will we be given, because we ourselves have become a vessel that can receive. A final thought. When we understand that every action, every word, every thought is part of a larger cycle, then responsibility becomes joy, and every encounter becomes an opportunity to sow love. I reap what I sow. What I say or do comes back to me, sooner or later, in this life or another. Thus, the teaching of rebirth leads us not to fear, but to freedom and awareness. We are co-creators on the path to the divine origin. Thank you.